Hello everyone! For today's lesson, we are going to discuss about adding and subtracting fractions, Quarter 1, Module 1. At the end of this module, you are expected to add or subtract simple fractions and mixed numbers with common denominators. Add or subtract simple and mixed numbers with different denominators. And simplify fractions. Just like our counting numbers, fraction can also be added and subtracted. When counting improper fractions and mixed numbers, we are counting the number whole and parts. The rules of adding and subtracting improper fraction are the same as working with proper fractions. Now, let us first discuss how to add and subtract with common denominators. Step 1. Keep the denominators the same. Step 2. Add or subtract the numerators. And step 3. If the answer is in improper form, reduce the fraction into a mixed number. Okay, now let us try this one. Add the fractions 5/4 and 6/4. Now let us first follow the step. Step 1. Since the two fractions have equal denominator or same denominator, keep the denominator the same. Step 2. Add the numerators. Step 3. Thus, after adding the numerators, we have a whole. So, for step 4, you are going to simplify your answer. In order to simplify the answer, you have to divide the numerator by the denominator, which is 11 divided by 4. Now, let us divide 11 by 4. How many 4 can you get from 11? Okay, 2. Now, multiply the answer or the quotient 2 from the divisor, which is 4. So, 2 times 4 is equals to 8. Now, let us subtract 8 to the dividend. So, let us subtract 11 minus 8. The answer is 3. So, the remainder 3 here will become the numerator and the divisor will become the denominator. So, your answer will become 2 and 3/4. Now, to simplify 11/4, the answer is 2 and 3/4. Now, let us proceed with adding and subtracting mixed numbers with different denominators. In order to add and subtract mixed numbers with different denominators, we have to follow these steps. Step 1. Add or subtract the whole number part. Step 2. Check. Does the fraction part share a common denominator? If not, find one. Step 3. When necessary, create equivalent fractions. Step 4. Add or subtract the numerators of the fraction part and keep the denominator the same. And step 5. If the answer is in improper, reduce the fraction into a mixed number. Let us have our example. Jessica is 19.5 years old today. How old was she 2 1/4 years ago? Since we are looking at the difference between her current and past age, our equation will look like 19 minus 2. First step is subtract the whole number part, which is 19 and 2. So, if we are going to subtract 19 minus 2, we are going to get 17 wholes. Step 2, list the multiples of 2 and 4. First, you have to list down the multiples of 2. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on and so forth. And the multiples of 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on and so forth. Now, the least common multiple between 2 and 4 is 4. So, let us proceed to step 3. Step 3 is to divide the denominator to denominator and then multiply to the numerator. So, we have 4 divided by 2 times 1 is equals to 2. And then copy the denominator 4. Now let us subtract 19 and 1/2 subtracted to 2 and 1/4. So let us copy 19 and 2/4 minus 2 and 1/4. Why it becomes 2/4? Because we divide 4 by 2. The answer is 2. Then multiplied it by 1. So we got 2. Now subtract first the whole number. 19 minus 2 is 17. And then subtract the numerator. 2 minus 1 is 1. Then copy the denominator. So the final answer is 17 and 1/4 years old 2 years ago. Now let us have another example of subtraction of fraction. We have here 3 and 1/4 subtracted to 1 and 3/4. Now first step, you are going to subtract the whole number part, which is 3 and 1. So 3 subtracted to 1 or 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. Now second step, subtract the fraction part. So since we have common denominator, we are going to subtract the numerator. Now 1 minus 3 is what? Since we cannot take away or we cannot take 3 away from 1, we need to borrow a whole from the first fraction. Given the fraction 3 and 1/4, let us borrow a whole. Let us follow the steps. Okay, first step, we write 3 wholes into 2 whole plus 1 whole. The borrowed whole will become 4/4 added to 1/4. Or you can simplify right 4 plus 1/4. Now if we are going to add 4 plus 1, it will become 5, then copy the denominator 4. So the answer here is 2 and 5/4. Thus we have created an equivalent fraction where 3 and 1/4 is equivalent to 2 and 5/4. Now we are able to subtract the fractions. We have 2 and 5/4 subtracted to 1 and 3/4. First, let us subtract the whole number part, which is 2 and 1. So 2 minus 1 is equals to 1. Then subtract the numerator, which is 5 minus 3 equals to 2. Then copy the denominator, which is 4. Now the answer here is 1 and 2/4. Since we can simplify 2/4, which can be divided by 2, both numerator and denominator, so the final answer here will become 1 and 1/2. Let us have another example of addition and subtraction of or with common denominator. Let us have this one. 3/4 minus 2/4. The answer is 1/4. We simply subtract the numerator, then copy the denominator. Now to add fraction with common denominator, let us have this one. If we have 12/20 plus 10/20, the answer is 22/20. Now since our answer here is an improper fraction, which is the numerator is bigger than the denominator, you are going to divide. Let us first divide 22/20. So, how many 20 can you get from 22? So, we have here 1. 1 times 20 is 20. Now, we are going to subtract 22 minus 20. So, our remainder here will become 2. So, this 2 as our remainder will become the numerator, and our divisor, which is 20, will become our denominator. So, the answer is 1 and 2/20. Now, next is, we have to change 2/20 into lowest term. So, we simply divide both numerator and denominator into 2. So, 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 20 divided by 2 is 10. So, the final answer here is 1 and 1/10. Let us always remember to add or subtract similar fraction in simple form, add the numerators and copy the common denominator. To add or subtract similar fraction in mixed form, add the whole numbers first, then add the fractions. Regroup if necessary. Express the answer in simplest form. To add dissimilar fractions, change them to equivalent fractions using their LCD. Add the whole numbers, then add the numerators and copy the common denominator. Express the answer in simplest form if applicable. To subtract dissimilar fractions, let us follow these steps. Step 1. Find the least common denominator. Step 2. Use the LCD to express each number as equivalent fractions. Step 3. Regroup if the fractional part in the subtrahend is greater than that of the minuend. Step 4. Subtract the fractions and the whole numbers. Step 5. Express the answer in simplest form if applicable. Okay, now let us proceed with our activity for today. Everybody get a whole sheet of paper and let us try to answer this one. All you have to do is to find the sum or difference and then simplify your answer. Now, there you have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot from me today. This is Teacher Marge. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for my future videos. Thank you!